So, very good morning to all of you. And today I am going to discuss how to write the research proposals for various government and private semi-government funding agencies. So, let's have a look at this presentation. First of all, you have to carefully decide the project title. The project title will depend upon your area of interest or the topic in which you wish to proceed for the research. That may be anything relevant to your education qualification, or it may be something new. And if you are going to choose such topics which is something new, then definitely there will be a lot of scope for research. So whosoever will write the research proposal will act as a principal investigator. If someone you are taking help from any organization or institute or person or expert, if you are taking help or guidance or you are taking assistance, then you may put his or her name as co-principal investigator. So first of all, you have to select the title of your project. After that, you have to fix the budget required for the research activity. After the successful completion of the research activity or the research proposal, you have to decide the scheme. Scheme means there are various funding agencies. So according to the discipline or the topic or the area of your research proposal, you have to proceed for the submission. Then the most important thing is you have to fix the time limitation for the successful completion of the project. So first of all, you have to chart out, plan these points. After that, you have to prepare a short summary of your project. Then you should go through at least 30 to 50 research papers, and you should search for the gap, and you should first of all think about the problem statement. Your journals should be the reputed one, or they should be indexed at least in Scopus or the CI for review purpose. And after the successful review of your literature, you can decide, you will come to know the research gap. Research gap means something which has not been done earlier by the researchers. So in that direction, we will start proceeding further for the research. Your objectives should be specific. 3 to 4 objectives, even 2 to 3 objectives will serve the purpose. But your objectives should be very, very specific. While writing the research proposal, first of all, you should fix your objectives so that you can accomplish your research project within the limited time frame, and your objectives you should be able to fulfill the objectives. So this section is very important, that what are your objectives for the proposed research work which you are going to do. Then detailed methodology is very important, because as your time limitations are fixed, so whenever you will proceed for any type of research work, you will come to know that there are various methods to achieve your goal. So you have to fix the methodologies, and two aspects should be kept in mind: the availability of the facilities to proceed to test for your research work. Second, the time limitations, and thirdly, economy. So what and how much is the financial cost which will be incurred to complete your research project. So methodology you have to decide before starting the research. Then as a whole, you have to plan your research activities step by step. In this, you may call it as research plan also. In research plan, you will chop out all the procedures, and you will keep in mind that what will be the time limitations required to accomplish successfully your research plan. Then lastly, you have to propose the budget also. No doubt budget may be tentative, it may vary, but tentative budget you have to propose, and in budget you have to clearly mention the equipments required, consumables if any, traveling grants, any other contingencies, overhead charges or any miscellaneous charges. You have to plan, you have to estimate the proposed budget for the research project. So these are few points which I have mentioned here, which one has to keep in mind before preparing the research proposal. Then please see this. In this, some specific points I have highlighted, so that these points will be helpful for the researchers to prepare their good research proposal. The important point is, your research proposal should be based on strong academic basis. It should be well thought, well planned, and its outcome, the project, the research proposal should be feasible. Should be feasible means it should be helpful to the mankind, and feasibility should be there. It should not be what I can say, that imaginary or hypothetical. No, it should be a practical one, which or outcomes of that research proposal one should be able to implement properly. Then research proposal you have to define clearly. Actually, research proposal is a document that proposes a particular research project, in which the data, the methodologies, the time, financial costs, everything is involved. Literature review, earlier work, what has been done, what is the research gap, and what will be the potential benefits to the institution who will fund your proposal. That should be clearly mentioned, which will definitely drag funds from the funding agencies, provided you should be able to explain to mention the potential benefits to the sponsoring agency. These are few points which you have to keep in mind, that your proposal should be relevant and it should be in context. The proposal should be in context with your title, your research area and your research field. Everything should be in a proper, this relationship should be proper, and there should be a deep understanding of the literature, and in context to the literature you should put some things, you should highlight few points in your research proposal. Your approach, your methodology should be clearly mentioned, and the statistical methods which you will adopt in your research work, that should also be mentioned clearly. Lastly, the most important thing is feasibility. The feasibility aspect should be taken into consideration very seriously, and before starting your research proposal, first of all, you should think of the feasibility of your research project. Following 10 steps I have mentioned here, that you have to determine your area, then you have to study the literature. Definitely from the literature you will find some gap, then you make some statements. After that you formulate the question and hypothesis, then write some introduction, describe your methods of research, and finally your research design process will be over. So if it is based upon the data collection techniques or the procedures, then you collect the data, but specify clearly that from where you are collecting the data, how you are going to analyze the data, what will be the timeline for the successful accomplishment of your research project, and the budget which will be incurred in order to accomplish your research project successfully. Following are the funding opportunities. There are a lot of funding opportunities and the schemes available. You have to keep a close eye, you have to track that when they are asking for the projects, and as soon as they are asking and they are in their websites, they used to put the dates of the final submission. Before that you can put as per your area of the research. So few funding agencies are there: corporate social responsibility, CSR, Institute of Electronics, IEI, Institute Indian Society for Technical Education, ISTE, and lot of the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. Hundreds of funding agencies are there. So I hope that how to write the research proposal, what points you have to keep in mind while writing the research proposal is clear to all of you. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Thank you.